All right, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, clerk, roll call.
Trustee Sewell?
Yeah, I'm here.
Trustee Stewart?
Here.
Trustee Ball?
Here.
Trustee Gunther?
Here.
Supervisor Cox?
Here. We'll move into public comments. If you got a public comment, feel free to step to the podium, and got the microphone hooked up there and make a public comment. Okay, seeing none, I guess that's a good thing. We'll move on to the consent agenda, and we'll be approving A through D on this one, which is the regular meeting minutes, Township Assessor's Report, the Highway Commissioner's Report, and the Clerk's Report.
Motion to approve, second.
Okay, clerk, roll call.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Gunther?
Yes.
Trustee Sewell?
Yeah.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the approval of bills. And before we do that, I just want to point out, I'm sure you guys saw, I've been tracking it closely because now we're only a month and a half away from the end of our year, and I feel like that we're doing really good in both the roads and the township office as well. There's only a few items that were actually 100% already, and those are all small one-time expenses, like, you know, if you see training that we only had budgeted $1,500, we're at 100%. To me, the highlights so far are legal services. We're at 53%. Thank you, Mateo Law Firm, for that. Also, health insurance, we're doing really good. We're at about 65%. So maybe I over budgeted a little bit, but it's our first year, and so I'm just trying to figure it all out so we can kind of, but I think we're doing good so far. So.
Okay, first item up, we have the bills for general assistance, which for the month total $5,802.54.
All motion to approve. I'll second.
Roll call.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Gunther?
Yes.
Trustee Sewell?
Yeah.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
Okay, road and bridge, we had expenditures totaling $115,400.61.
A motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Gunther?
Yes.
Trustee Sewell?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
All right, there was nothing in the road and bridge equipment fund, so we'll skip to the town fund, which we had expenditures of $91,899.99.
I motion to approve.
I'll second.
If no questions, roll call.
Trustee Sewell?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Gunther?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
And finally, in the senior center fund, we had expenditures of $3,182.
A motion to approve.
And I'll second.
Okay, no questions, roll call.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Gunther?
Yes.
Trustee Sewell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes. Next up, reports by officers and committees. I see Kathy here.
Well, for my first snowstorm, it was a big one. So, anyway, we got through it great. I did 12-hour shifts, so we worked about 60 hours consecutively. The first snow we got cleaned up real well, then the second one just kept going and going and going. But everything worked out great, and my crew is great, and I appreciate all them. And basically right now, that's about it. That's what my focus has been. They're talking snow again maybe next Thursday, but I don't think it's anything like what we got. So anyway, that's what my focus has been for the most part, and we do have bids out for a tractor, which I'll be opening with Jim next week. And looking looking into getting a truck, but they're saying they're 2 years out. So, we might be getting that ordered anyway, but it'll be a couple years before we get that.
Do you know what your oldest truck is?
2004.
Right, and it's amazing, because it's like, you couldn't tell. We should almost have a contest down there, you know, which one? I mean.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to
You don't
look it
know.
up.
Right, you know,
It's
it's
a
right
matter,
up the
I mean,
miles.
like this week, with the new building, the guys are so thankful to be able to be inside to wash all the beds and that out, because it's miserable outside. Plus, they said they could do a better job, you know, because it's not steaming and, you know, water splashing at you, or standing on ice up on a ladder, or the big walkover. But anyway, this week they've worked on cleaning everything up, fixing things that got broke, and then they wax everything.
Right.
So that's what they've been working on.
Yeah, you guys do a great job, and I'm gonna talk about it down here a little bit, but,
Appreciate it.
yeah, and you're speaking of that building, so this is the first time that really,
Right.
you're, you know, but you have bathrooms and stuff, but that, I didn't know when we voted on that back, that you were kind of forced to do that as well, because
Yes.
was it the state, it was an EPA
Mhm.
deal?
Yeah, through stormwater. And what it is we back up to wetlands, and everything that we washed off the trucks were going into the wetland. And of course, salt and some other materials. There's certain things that they're okay, but that definitely was not. So
Gotcha.
we had to get something inside for that. But it's actually, for workman's comp, I think it's better too.
Oh, for sure.
They're not standing on.
That trellis thing was treacherous. I couldn't
Mhm.
imagine washing a truck.
Yeah, especially, like I said, it's usually, this week's been a little better, but usually it's below freezing when they're out there cleaning them, so.
On a metal platform.
Yeah, it starts out below freezing in the morning anyway, so.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Kenny.
all right.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our assessor, they submitted their report, and I'll go to trustees. Anything?
I'll do general assistance. They are continuing to do rental applications, light leave, ERAP, so utility, water. Also right now, the big thing is the AARP tax program, so it's nice having that here at the senior center too. I'm sure you guys are busy with appointments. I know we get phone calls all the time at the library about them. But, yeah, I think that's it. If something's missing with the paperwork, the county will send letters to the clients. But most importantly, the general assistance is here to get that process started for people, so, that's what's going on.
All right, and it comes in waves, and sometimes it's not, it slows down, and then bam, all of a sudden, you know, so. Other trustees?
I just wanted to thank Kathy's team again, you know, all the hard work and late hours. I saw a lot of social media around that Collinsville and surrounding areas were like the best roads.
Yeah.
You know, that complaining about Edwardsville, complaining about a lot of other places
Yeah.
that are not here, so it was really great to see.
Thanks.
And then the other thing I wanted to mention was, I was supposed to have a small business spotlight come the past couple months, and they just had some issues that they're working with. They take care of, basically it's DCFS and foster kids around the area, supporting them. And so I kind of wanna, we got introduced to them around Christmas time and ended up helping 30 kids with Christmas. But I thought, you know, I want them to come in and help understand. They're here in Collinsville. They're down by next to Laura Buick there, and you know what their resources are. And what brought that to mind was around, you know, our back to school.
Yes.
You know, we had excess, right?
Mhm.
We had some
Yeah.
excess. What do we do with it? It's those types of things that interconnect these people, so that if we have excess or they have, and we can kind of share resources.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Maybe we can even get a meeting together.
They're gonna come in March,
Okay.
and their supervisor's the one that's kind of been, you know, focused on some more important things right now, but she definitely wants to come and kind of help, and, you know, around food pantry and a number of those things that maybe we can leverage resources.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thanks, Matt.
I'll keep mine short and sweet. I'll echo what these guys said about the township road crews. I missed you. I was actually down
I know,
there.
I
Yeah,
heard.
and checked out the building and everything with Steve. So
It's nice to have a lunchroom. We all
yeah,
have
it looks
to-
good. Yeah, nice area for everybody to sit
And have meetings, and
Yeah.
we also are doing training in
Yeah,
there.
your setup was
yeah.
good. One thing that I'm gonna check on is, me and Steve had a conversation about your internet.
Oh, yeah.
So I I think I
If you can
might
help me
have
out,
a
that'd be great.
solution. So, I'm gonna
Yeah,
dig into
it's
it a little
spotty.
more.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to the senior center, and I want to introduce for the first time on the microphone. I know she's very excited, and I'm going to get into it a little bit, but she's doing an incredible job, and I love her just positive attitude all the time. And it's Gabby Kuntz, it's our senior director.
I'm not a microphone person, but I am excited to work with the community and the seniors and grow with them. I've been at the township for 9 years. I've done a little bit of each position in the supervisor's office, so which I've enjoyed. But I'm excited to move down here. So we did a couple updates, and we have implemented like joke of the day. I've made a prize wheel for bingo. We're currently looking at different safe ways to work out for the seniors. We also have some upcoming events. Like Miss Ashley said, we have AARP, and we've made about 50 appointments for them already. Our phones ring constantly for that. So it's a great service to have. They're gonna start tomorrow in this room, every Wednesday and Thursday. We are doing the Valentine's Day party. We're gonna have the 60s chicks come and sing for us. They're a group of ladies, and we're continuing to do like crafts and painting and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna try some new things in March, like Derek said, donuts and coffee in the morning, and maybe a water bar with flavored water for workout, stuff like that. So,
She's
okay.
doing so good. I want everybody to know, 712 meals last month, and that was being closed half the month due to COVID. So Cinda, you're rocking it, and the meals are delicious. The best potato soup I've ever had was yesterday. So anyway, great job, and I know that they're very happy, and you guys are doing an awesome job. And she didn't even mention half the stuff that she's got going on, so very proud. Jim?
The only thing I would add to my report, I gave my copy to Ashley, but there is a scholarship, there are scholarships available to TOI. I did provide the information to the high school. So far, we haven't heard anything from anybody. You have to have applications in by the end of February. So if anybody knows anybody who's a high school senior, who's gonna be going to college in the state of Illinois, they might want to apply for it. You have to write an essay, and you have to interview a township elected official, so I told Ashley, your son should apply.
Yeah.
Also, I sent you guys, what I've given the county in terms of the statement of economic interest you have to file. I sent you the list, so if there's any mistakes, please let me know. And I sent you a note also, now the training, is finally up online, so pretty much everybody who needs to do the FOIA thing has done it. I just need you guys to all do the Open Meetings Act training, and make sure you register when you do it, so then you can print a certificate of completion. It will take you about 2 hours.
Does it really
Do you need a copy of the COC
Yes.
electronically, or you need it physical?
Either way.
Okay.
And that's through the OAG's office, right?
Yeah, I sent, a few weeks ago I sent. you-
Yeah, I got it.
If you don't have it,
It's filed.
if you don't have it, I can send it to you again, because it is kind of hard to navigate to find. But once you find it, you register, it's easy to do. But it's not a 5-minute thing, it takes like a couple of hours.
Okay.
It's 97 slides to go through, so. Anyway, if you could get that done as quickly as possible, I would appreciate that.
Is there a date, Jim?
No.
Yesterday.
Yeah, well, yesterday, we were supposed to actually do it within 90 days of
Right.
taking office.
I remember, but it
But if
wasn't
you
a-
remember, their website was compromised, so it just came up like around the beginning of the year. So I would say if you have it done by the end of March, that's probably good, but I try to have it done by the next meeting. So then I can report that everybody has done it,
Okay.
and not have to call anybody else for not doing it.
Okay. Is it?
That's it.
All right, move on to old business, and we're needing to amend the 2022 holiday calendar to include the observation of Juneteenth. It's now, I guess it's a national holiday, and Jim.
Yeah, I can explain that. I mentioned it last month. That's the newest federal holiday. When it was originally enacted, the legislature was quite clear. it would only be observed if it fell on a weekday. Well, now all of a sudden, the federal government and the state of Illinois have decided that they would observe it on the following Monday. And our holiday calendar pretty much reflects the state of Illinois' holiday calendar, so I guess we really wouldn't have to do it, but I would recommend that we probably consider amending our calendar, include Juneteenth on June 20th.
Do we need to vote as a board on that?
I think we should, because we have to approve the calendar.
What's up?
It's the next meeting, we'll have to do
We can do it now.
that. Oh, we can.
We're just amending what we already had
Alright.
done.
So it's just to amend that the Juneteenth, it would
So if
move
you
to
guys-
that Monday.
If you guys are
June
okay
20th.
with that, we just need a motion to do so.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and motion that we amend our calendar to reflect the state's calendar,
There you go.
federal government's calendar.
Okay. Second by Brad, and roll call?
Trustee Ball,
Yes.
trustee Gunter,
Yes.
trustee Sue,
Yes.
trustee Stewart,
Yes.
supervisor Cox.
Yes. New business, we have Sharon, I believe here, from the Collinsville Women's Club. And there's an annual empty bowl that's coming up, and
I have a flyer right here I
Okay.
brought.
yeah.
Going to pass it around there.
Yeah, I know about it, but that's
Okay,
fine
but
too, and we'll put it in the,
they
yeah, we'll put it in the, and I'm gonna be making a commercial about it, but Sharon, just tell us a little bit about it, and,
Okay, I'm Sharon Sanders, Collinsville Women's Club, Vice President. Our president has been ill, so not in good health, so I've taken over. So anyway, we do fundraiser all through the year, small ones, in accumulation toward our big empty bowl process that we're doing. And we raise quite a bit each year toward the food pantry. That's what it benefits. So, and we'd like to thank you, the township, for donating your $2,500 each year. It's so much appreciated. So that's pretty much it. Our empty bowl is March 2nd this year, and any more donations would be appreciated.
well, I can add a little bit to it. I've been a part of it for several years, and just a little background if people don't know. So the food pantry helps us out here at the senior center big time. They give us some food and then send to mix hot meals, and then we serve them to low income at no cost. If they sign the paperwork, they can have them at no cost, and we do that daily. So we want to try to help out the empty bowl when we can. The food pantry when we can as well. Every single penny that the empty bowl raises goes to this. And what it is, it's, if you guys have never been, it's several, I would say, 30 different soups, I guess?
Yeah,
At
we have
least.
26.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say.
So we're working on it. It's hard work.
Yeah,
It really is.
and it's all volunteers. It's down at the convention center, and we got music, and sometimes I get some entertainment down there. Sometimes I sing a song.
MC.
Right. No. But anyway, the point is that I think it's great that the township is one of the biggest contributors to this, because we all work together with the food pantry. And do you guys have any questions that Sharon or I can answer?
Sharon, are they still taking entrance for soups?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah.
Are you volunteering?
And what's the, you wanna do a little challenge?
There is a competition down there.
Mister?
No, I've seen your cooking, before.
What's the process for that? Just
We have,
contact you?
I didn't bring a form, but anyway, we can get you a form, give me your name and number, whatever, and fill it out and tell us what soup you wanna bring, meat or meatless, and if you want it delivered or picked up or,
You'll bring
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that information on how they can do a soup, where can we find that? Do you know if that's on a
I can get
website or?
you the
Yeah, 'cause
information.
Maybe because I also help try to advertise the event, and,
Okay. I should have brought my flyers.
right, I'm gonna make a commercial for it, so I'll get with you, and
Okay.
actually I wanna have it done by the end of this week.
Okay.
It's in March 2nd, so we're,
Right.
almost 3 weeks out or so.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any other questions or concerns. They've raised, I think last year was, it was about $13,000. Well, they didn't get to do it last year.
No.
So the years prior, I believe it's always been over $10,000.
Yeah, one year it was 18.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, we were fortunate that year. And
The
other
soups are
years
amazing.
It's been 15. Yeah.
Yeah, so we want to encourage to tell everybody to come down that day. We'll be down there, some of the staff and stuff helping out as well and being a part of it. So I think it's a great event, and I'm one vote, but I hope the board will do the same as we've done in the past.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for your help. I was nervous.
No, you're fine.
So we have a resolution that I drafted for you guys to support the event with $2,500 donation. So we just need a motion and a second.
I'll motion that we approve the funding for the aid to the, what do they call it?
The empty
Empty
bowl,
bowl.
Collinsville empty bowl.
And I'll second.
Thank you. Okay, roll call?
Trustee Stewart,
Yes.
trustee Ball,
Yes.
trustee Gunther,
Absolutely.
trustee Sewell,
Yes.
supervisor Cox.
Yes, thank you, guys. Next up on the agenda is, it's the adoption of the resolution that's supporting the application for Madison County Resource Management, and it's a $15,000 environmental grant. It's a grant that we found that was up at the county, and basically part of the application process is that this board votes to approve the application for the grant, which Jim and I worked on, and I talked to the grants folks up there. They said it looks good. I got my fingers crossed that we're gonna get it. We already got $15,000 from the city. These are for the rooftop units.
That's what this grant is for?
That's what this grant is for, and so it's just a motion to say, yeah, we're good with applying for the grant. Okay?
Yeah,
Motion that
I'll-
we apply for the grant.
Okay. All right,
I'll
and
second.
roll call?
Trustee Ball,
Yes.
trustee Gunther,
Yes.
trustee Sewell,
Yes.
trustee Stewart,
Yes.
supervisor Cox.
Yes. Next up on the agenda, it's retention of the Lewis, Brisbois, Bisgard, and Smith LLP. It's a law firm, and when we hired the Matea Law Firm, and you guys probably remember Bruce, the first night, Bruce Matea, he even said, kind of the analogy is he's our general practitioner, or he's our general doctor. When we need specialized service, that he'll let us know. You guys are probably familiar that our union contract is coming up
Yep.
April 1st, and this law firm does all the employment law for Madison County, for Tom Haynes' office, all the county. They also do for Wood River Township, Highland, I believe it's Highland, the city of Highland, but some other municipalities, and that's what they specialize in. So without going into further details about any employment issues or whatnot, it's straightforward. I did get them to reduce their hourly rate as much as I could. I also got them to waive a retainer, and because in that contract, and I have the email stating that they were going to waive that. After I talked to our other attorney, and he told me to fight it. So I did. And so anyway, and I appreciate that, Bruce. And so I'm not going to use them any more than I have to, but I feel like it's the best thing for the taxpayers moving forward.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
We have a retainer with them now, or is it?
No.
It's just as needed?
It's hourly basis, and they bill us down to the tenth of an hour, because I said, hey, if we just have a question, you're not gonna bill me for the whole hour. Now, I know it could add up, and I'm going to really watch
Limit
it.
your questions.
Yeah, so, but, you know, in certain instances, you know, for the taxpayers and for this, it's worth it, so. You guys good? Okay.
Need a motion.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call?
Trustee Ball. Trustee Ball?
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, Patty. And I apologize, this all came pretty quickly.
I kind of looked through it. It looks okay.
Yes.
Especially once you take the retainer out of it.
My vote is yes.
All right, thank you. Trustee Gunther,
Yes.
trustee Sewell.
Yes.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Supervisor Powell.
Yes. Lastly is my supervisor's comments. I'll try to make them as quick as I can, but you know I like to talk. First, I did want to circle back. There was a public comment made at the last meeting about possibly an open meetings violation because of an email that was sent out from a trustee to the group, and I asked Bill to look into it. Again, I always respect anybody's comments, and would you like to comment on that?
Sure. So, as was alluded to earlier, I think part of the problem here has been that the training for this hasn't been available for the last 9 months, or whatever it was. But the gist of the Open Meetings Act is that a public body shouldn't be conducting any business that's for the public behind closed doors. That there should always be meetings that the public can come to that they get notice of and such. Any meetings of more than 3 people, because this is a 5-person board, that are done outside of the public view are in violation of the act. Emails fall under that, just like us all getting together at a bar or talking on the phone or anything else. Now, in this specific instance, and I'm not going to get into details of the specific message, I determined that this actually didn't violate the act. There are some requirements beyond just a communication between 3 people. There has to be some sort of furtherance of the discussion. It is my understanding that this was basically more, would be viewed just as conveying information, and nobody responded to it. There was no discussion, so I don't think it's an issue. But we just wanted to address it because it was a public comment, and I think that also just going forward, just sort of as a CYA thing, it's a good idea to avoid sort of send everything out to everybody emails, because they would be viewed just the same as, you know, all of you guys getting together and having an actual in-person meeting.
Okay. All right, thanks, Bill. So we put out bids for the rooftop units. I already mentioned this. $15,000 from the city. Crossing my fingers, we'll get this other grant. And so the maximum price that we had put out, or that we had gotten back, was $52,000. So I got my fingers crossed that this could only cost us, for all brand new units, and one of them's bad, $20 grand. And we're going to try to start that ASAP. Parking lot. Jim and I met with the engineering firm Oates and Associates that designed the lot. We made a few tweaks to it, but it's all ready to go. We also have, they're going to work on a rough cost estimate of what this project is going to cost. And you'll be happy to know that we also got the appraisal back, finally. They were backlogged and stuff, but let's just say that it was more than some people claimed it was going to be. I plan, or let's just say, to be fully transparent with the public, what the plan is that we're going to have a vote on this at the annual meeting coming up on April the 12th on how the public would like us to move forward with acquiring the lot that's desperately needed for the senior center. The senior council also wants to have a vote to recommend how they would like us to purchase that, and I'm going to suggest that this board, we have a vote just to recommend what we think, because the public elected us to also have a voice, and then the public can also decide at that annual meeting. That will also give me time to get everything that we need of cost estimates on either side, how much it would cost if we went down the path of eminent domain, how much it would cost if we want to purchase the land, and how much it's going to be to pave it. So we have all our ducks in a row for that. Lastly, I feel like the township is firing on all cylinders. During the snowstorm, I wanted to see exactly what our road crew does. 10 drivers working 12-hour shifts, one shift noon to midnight, the other shift midnight to noon. This was a 3-day storm, and to some, including myself, it may seem just like you're driving a truck. As a kid, I always wanted to drive a snowplow. So I wanted to go down there and see for myself. So I learned a lot, and it's a lot harder than just driving a truck, because you're pushing this huge, heavy plow, and I guess it makes the truck so much more unstable, and you can slide off the road, and the trucks get even stuck. And you hit something, you're gonna ruin something. So And then you think about it, driving 12 hours, think about a 12-hour road trip, somewhere you don't want to go the same 12 hours 3 days in a row. You know, it's not that fun. So I did a little video, and I want everybody to check it out. And you guys, great job, and I'm very proud of you. Also, I want to say that there's been a line someday, Jim, I know you've experienced it at the tax assessor's office, with the senior exemptions. They're working very hard in the assessor's office, and they're doing a good job over there. I want to give a shout out to Lori, who's working all alone in the office for the last month. The phone's always ringing, and there's always somebody for GA or somebody that walks up, and I want to thank Lori for all her work, and I promise we're going to get you some help soon. And lastly, the senior center. I'm just so damn proud of Gabby, Cinda, and Kelly. Nothing makes me happier than this place. I come in here today. We had 80 people playing bingo, eating lunch, and they're all smiling and they're happy. It's like before, like COVID never existed as far as people being happy, you know, and I'm just very proud of you guys, and I appreciate it. So thank you for all your hard work, and let's have a hand for the whole staff. If there's not anything else, we'll accept a motion to adjourn.
I motion we adjourn.
Okay,
I second.
all in favor?
Yes.
Thank you guys for all coming out.